Hey, it's Demo Donna here with Queen & Company, and I'm gonna show you this adorable card using the brand new embossing folders, our brand new fall foundation set, as well as our adorable gnome shaker kit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. So to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and take my die cut machine. And now with this particular machine, when I do regular die cuts, I use all 4 of these plates. Now, seeing in the description here, this is my cutting plate. So in order to use embossing folders, I need to remove the cutting plate. So now I just have these 3 plates. Now what I've noticed, and our embossing folders are 5.5 by 5.5. So I know during the live, a lot of you noticed that these were bigger than most embossing folders. And I do like that as well. That gives you a little bit more room to play. It's also great for some square cards. When you are using your embossing folder, I have found that it is easier to use it as a book. So open from side to side versus top to bottom. Now, the reason I'm saying using it as a book fold is running it through your die cut machine like a book. So I've basically got my bent corner on one of the edges, so either on the left or the right edge. And now my embossing folder opens side to side like a book, just like this. Now I'm going to place, this is just a plain piece of white cardstock, and this is actually a heavier one. I think this is 110 pounds. And just to show you that you can use a thicker embossing embossing folder with your thicker cardstock. Okay, so now that I've got that through, I'm gonna take my crank and I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure and run my embossing folder right through. Just like that. So you can see there's a little bit more pressure involved than when you're using just a regular die in your die cut machine. And now I'm just gonna open this right up. And now I have this beautiful embossed cardstock, which would be a great base for any of my cards. When you run out of your foam refills, this is a great way to take your actual shakers. So here I have my little gnome hat, and I have the outline die and the decorative die. And I'm just gonna place those 2 together, add a couple little leaves, and these are from the brand new fall foundation set. And now remember, I've got my fold end on the side. Take that. Take my top plate and run that through. Just like that. Awesome little pen here, pop that up. So look at that beautiful leaf. Just gorgeous. So I've got my leaf, another leaf here. So pretty. You've got the decorative look from the pattern paper, as well as the beautiful embossed paper. And then now I also have a really fun replacement for my shaker. So I am going to be using the awesome little Gnomey kit. I am just going to be using one of the gnomes. There is a boy gnome and a girl gnome. I'm also using foundation die number 10, and I showed you how easy it is to use our brand new embossing folder bundle. And I went ahead and took an A2 size card base and ran it through one of the embossing folders. And now I'm gonna take this really great die from foundation die number 10, and adhere it to the center. Actually, I think I'm gonna go over to the side a little bit, just like that. So I've got the embossing folder on the back. I've got this great strip, and this is from the Happy Harvest paper pad pack. Paper pad, I'm not sure why I keep adding pack in there. And this is also from Foundation Die number 10. And as you can see, I ran that through an embossing folder as well. That is the really fun dot background. And that is, of course, the bottom one here. There you go. That is this one right here. So it looks really cool on your decorative cardstock. And I'm just simply going to place it right about there. Now I also went ahead and just dropped some of my leaves as well as my gnome hat. And as you can see, his little beard, I ran it through the folder too. So I'm now just gonna take a couple of my fall leaves. All right, so now I've got a couple of my fall leaves in my background. Next, I'm going to place my little gnome body. So I've got his body. Oh, I'm gonna use this one here. I like the one with the little leaves in the background, and I went ahead and kind of curled up his beard a little bit so you can see a little bit of dimension. And I'm gonna just glue him right onto our card base, right about there. And now we're gonna add his little shoes. So I'm gonna take my little rolly adhesive just perfectly. So you've got his little body and his little shoe that just line up perfectly. So now I'm gonna take my second little gnome shoe, kind of curl up my leaf a little bit. And I am gonna have my shoe behind my leaf. There we go. All right, so I've got my little gnome booties. So you can see we've got this cute little apple, which I already attached his hands to, or this great little acorn. I am gonna use the apple for this one. And I'm gonna do a dimensional foam square. Now we've also got his little nose, but I'm gonna toss his nose on after I put his hat on there. So this is gonna go right about there. So next what we're gonna do is we are gonna place his gnome hat. So I already ran this through the embossing folder. And what I'm gonna do next, I'm simply going to take the negative. So when I created my other shaker card, this is what came out of the double-sided foam adhesive. So this was the negative piece. So I'm gonna use that in this card to pop up his hat. So therefore, I have a really cool dimensional piece, and I'm also using leftover bits. Like I always tell you guys, make sure you save all those pieces. I'm gonna stick his little nose. All right, so now I have a really cool card here created with my gnome and the embossing folders. So before we finish up, I'm just going to take some of my gold Petite Posies, and I'm just gonna add a little extra embellishment onto my leaves. A little sunflower from the new fall foundation kit as well. And I am going to use some of my new really fun epoxy stickers, and I'm gonna grab a little leaf just to add that for a little extra excitement. And there you have it, a really fun card using the gnome kit as well as the brand new embossing folder bundle available at World Card Making Day, and the brand new foundation die. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.